Have you ever met someone who changed your life forever when you least expected it? That's exactly what happened to Adrian Cross, a billionaire CEO known for his ruthless deals in the boardroom, but behind closed doors, a man carrying scars no money could heal. Widowed 5 years earlier in a tragic accident that took the life of his wife, Adrian was left raising his 5-year-old twins, Emily and Ethan, alone. On the outside, he had everything: a fortune, power, the admiration of millions, but inside, he was just a father, exhausted, lonely, and desperate for someone who could love not his money, but his heart. It started on a Saturday afternoon when his best friend and business partner, Daniel, shoved an envelope into his hands. "You need this, Adrian," Daniel insisted. Inside was the profile of a woman, a blind date. Adrian laughed bitterly at what woman could love him without seeing dollar signs first, but then a spark of mischief lit his tired eyes. What if he didn't show up as the CEO everyone bowed to? What if he came also broken bar himself, a simple man with nothing to offer but his heart? That night, he made a decision that would change everything. He would leave the mansion behind, dress in worn jeans, drive his old truck from college days, and even bring along his twins because anyone who couldn't accept Emily and Ethan wasn't worth meeting. The Café Tilde copyright was small, tucked in the corner of a busy street. Adrian walked in nervously, holding Ethan's hand while Emily clung to his jacket. At the far table sat Helena Hayes. She wasn't glamorous in a way that screamed luxury. Instead, she radiated warmth, with her soft smile and kind eyes that immediately dropped to the twins. She waved them over, and the children ran toward her as if they had known her forever. "You must be Adrian," she said gently, pulling out the chair for Ethan. For the first time in years, Adrian felt his chest loosen. The conversation flowed easily, though he introduced himself as just a struggling single father who worked odd jobs. He expected her to pull away, to be disappointed, but instead, she leaned in, asked about his kids, their favorite games, their school. Lena ordered hot chocolate for them, extra marshmallows, and laughed with the children as though she had always belonged. Adrian watched silently, his heart aching. Oh, how could a stranger fit so naturally into the emptiness his family had carried for years? But the date wasn't perfect. Halfway through, Ethan spilled cocoa all over the table. Adrian jumped to clean, embarrassed, but Lena only chuckled and helped him wipe it, saying, "Kids are kids. Messes can be cleaned, but laughter is what matters." In that moment, Adrian realized she wasn't looking at him with judgment, as she was seeing them as a family already. Days turned into weeks, and Adrian kept the truth hidden. He and Lena began spending time together at the park, taking the twins to the zoo, or cooking simple meals at her small apartment. She never asked about money, never seemed to care that he wore old sneakers and drove a truck that coughed with every turn of the key. Instead, she cared about whether Emily liked to draw, or if Ethan had made friends at school. Adrian found himself laughing again, the kind of deep, belly laugh he thought had died with his wife. But secrets have a way of boiling to the surface. One evening, as they strolled with the twins along the river, Lena looked at him with quiet eyes. "Adrian," she said softly, "I don't care what job you do. I don't care how much you have or don't have, but I need to know if you're being honest with me, because I've started to carry a broken bar too much." Her voice trembled, but her gaze didn't waver. Adrian's chest tightened. He wanted to confess, but fear gripped him. What if she walked away the moment she knew he wasn't just a broke single father, but a billionaire CEO with an empire behind his name? So he stayed silent, kissed her forehead, and whispered, "Someday, I'll tell you everything." That someday came sooner than he expected. One morning, paparazzi caught Adrian outside his skyscraper headquarters, the twins skipping beside him. By noon, Lena's phone was flooded with headlines. Billionaire CEO Adrian Cross, the man she knew as a broke handyman. Her heart shattered. She felt betrayed, not because of his money, but because he hadn't trusted her with the truth. When Adrian showed up at her apartment, flowers in hand and fear in his eyes, Lena didn't open the door at first. But the twins, with tear-streaked cheeks, begged, "Please don't be mad at Daddy. He's scared. He doesn't want to lose you." Slowly, the door creaked open. Adrian fell to his knees. "Lena, I lied a broken bar because I didn't want money to decide our story. I wanted to know if you could love me without it, and you did. You loved Emily and Ethan. You loved me. I was terrified the truth would ruin it." His voice cracked, raw and broken. Tears spilled down Lena's cheeks, but she reached out, cupping his face. "I don't care about your empire, Adrian. I care about your heart. But if we're to have a future, there can be no more walls between us." The twins squeezed her hands, whispering, "Stay with us, please." And in that small, messy apartment, surrounded by honesty, forgiveness, and hope, Adrian realized he had finally found what all his billions could never buy: a family healed, a love reborn, and a future worth every risk. From that day forward, he no longer hid behind his fortune. He became not just a CEO but a man unafraid to love again. And Lena, she became not only his partner but the missing piece in the puzzle of their lives. So when people ask Adrian Cross about the greatest deal he ever made, he smiles softly and says, "It wasn't in the boardroom. It was in a little cafe tilde copyright, when a woman looked past the lies, the messes, and the fear set and chose to see us."